Hi everybody, we have Nishta Modi with us here, and she is one of the most sincere and the hardworking kid which Tutela has ever come across. And just to name a few her achievements, I don't think I will even be able to pen it down in one A4 sheet of paper. So I would let Nishta introduce herself in this video. Nishta, why don't you introduce yourself here?
Hello everyone, I'm Nishta. I was from the Shriram School at Ravli batch of 2021, and I'm an incoming freshman at the Johns Hopkins University. So I'm thinking of pursuing a chemical and biomolecular engineering major. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation.
So Nishta, tell me one thing. Usually we observe the dream of studying abroad gets started, somewhere in 11th grade. How was it for you? So when was the first time you thought about maybe, not studying in India, rather moving outside? So how was it like?
It was in 6th grade when I started liking biology. And back then it was like, if you like biology, you have to do medical. So my mom took me to one of the medical colleges in Bombay, and I saw that the conditions of the college was really bad. Like, it was all torn down. So I said, okay, no, I have to study abroad. So then I Googled it, what are the best schools for bio? And one of the top schools that came up was Johns Hopkins. So then, ever since then, it's been my dream school since 6th grade. I didn't even know what the college was, what it was all about. It was just that one Google search. And then obviously I learned more and it became the dream.
So for you, it was like a dream coming true.
Yeah.
And reaching to the Johns Hopkins, it means a lot. If you look into the acceptance rate and getting as an international student, Nishta, you did one of the tasks like very rare, and we are extremely proud of you for this. So how was the entire 9th and 10th grade for you?
It was a lot of fun. I feel like there's this mindset amongst school students that, if I want to top or I want to get a 95 plus score, I have to sacrifice my entire life and not do any extracurriculars, not socialize. I don't think that's true at all. If you make small goals for yourself and you kind of live up to your goals, then it's completely possible to lead a normal life. And in fact, you should lead a completely normal life. You should socialize. You should lead a balanced life in high school. And that makes it fun also. And I feel like you can accomplish whatever goals you have in high school as well.
Amazing score for your 10th grade finals. How did you do it?
I don't know actually. So I think for 10th grade, I didn't follow a strategy so much as I just started studying as soon as we got our books in March. And I would study for 2-3 hours every day, even when we didn't have exams. And then there wasn't so much pressure when the exams did actually happen. And I feel like it differs from person to person, but I don't think late night studies worked for me. So I would get up in the morning and study instead of staying up late. But yeah, you kind of need to figure out what strategies work for you, what kind of learner you are, whether you are an audio learner or you learn by reading. And once you figure that out and you study consistently, then it's not so hard to score and achieve your target with regards to the boards. I was working on other activities as well. I was doing I enjoyed debates. I was participating in debates. I was participating for social work and whatever else I was doing on the side. It was a fairly balanced day, and on the weekends we could go out and things like that. So I think 2 to 3 hours a day. I don't think more than that was required to study.
Nishta, after your 10th grade, immediately after 10th grade, you got started with your standardized test. Yeah, you appeared for ACT, got a 35, and that also in this, I would say, shortest amount of time. How was your entire journey for standardized tests?
My entire journey was with Tutela only. So I was really lost in the beginning when I started with ACT because that was the first time I was going in for a standardized test. And I think any standardized test, obviously the approach differs from APs to SAT to ACT, but I think in general practice tests are very important. I think even more important than the actual content. So if you kind of have to divide your time, then I'd say 60% of the time should go into practice tests and about 40% in revising actual content.
Oh, very well said, Nishta.
Yeah, so we've focused on that, and then I think another thing that is really underestimated by a lot of people when they're appearing for practice tests is to sort of get rid of the fatigue. So I think doing a full length paper at least 5-10 times before your actual paper is important, because you get used to dealing with a 3-hour paper, which is something that we are not used to. So it's important for you to build your stamina to actually appear for a paper, so you don't mess up the last few sections. So yeah, I picked up those 2-3 strategies when I was going about my standardized testing journey, actually through Tutela only. And then after that, it was fairly simple to prepare for it.
I would rather love the viewers to know about the entire stats which you had, like your 10th grade score, your predicted score, your standardized test score, one after the other, please.
So 10th was 98. I don't remember my subject-wise breakdown, but I remember the aggregate was 98. ACT was a 35 on 36. Again, I don't remember the breakdown. Then what else? I gave subject SATs in math, chemistry, and bio. So math and chemistry, I got 800. And bio, I got 780. And then predicted was also 98.4. And yeah, so then I gave APs in microeconomics, biology, calculus, AB, and environmental science, where I got 5. And then I gave the physics AP. I didn't have physics in high school, and I did really, really badly, and I got a 3 on 5. But yes, I think that was it for all my standardized tests. And the TOEFL, where I got, I think, an 8.519.
So what was your approach towards selecting the subjects which will help you towards your set goal?
But I kind of just went with what I was interested in. So my subject choice was bio, chem, math, eco, and English. If you just kind of explore your academic curiosity when you're choosing your subjects, I feel like it works out.
The jump from 10th grade to 11th grade must be extremely wide. How did you manage that gap?
Me staying consistent throughout the year, studying every day for 2-3 hours, and paying attention in class, even online class, which is the task. But yeah, that really helped.
Even after doing so many things, how did you manage everything proportionately? So being a head girl, did it ever stop you from achieving that target in your academic score?
No, I don't. Also, I was head girl during the pandemic, so there wasn't too much physical work. There was more back-end work, and the work came up sporadically, so it wasn't like a continued engagement. It was once in a while there was an engagement, maybe once a week, twice a week. So I think if I just got that done, and I could get back to my academics or whatever else I had on my plate. So it wasn't like a permanent engagement or something that constantly disrupted my schedule or anything like that. And also being head girl meant that I got to interact with juniors, I got to interact with council members, with teachers, and it was something that I genuinely loved doing. So it didn't feel like work. It felt interesting when we came up with ideas for online events or online clubs or online student engagement. It felt like something that I wanted to do, and something that had to be done, that was needed. So it didn't feel like a lot of hard work on my part.
That's really nice. So what all were the factors you looked into? What was the criteria to select colleges or create a list for yourself?
I think I was with College Lab when I was working on my application process. So they really helped me figure out the colleges that were the right fit for me. In terms, some of the factors that I considered were the course that I'm applying to. So which colleges are good for that course. So I was interested in biology. So I kind of looked at the colleges that were good with biology in terms of faculty, resources, etc. Then I'm someone who's really interested in research. So it was important to me that the college that I'm applying to offers enough opportunities in terms of research and undergraduate research. Then I was also not very keen to go on the West Coast because I have an aunt who lives in the East Coast. So it was a little bit of a personal criteria, and I need home food, Indian home food.
Okay.
So I think when you're making a decision, obviously rankings and courses and all of that is really important. But it's important for everyone to kind of do the research that helps them choose the right college for them, because rankings is very general. You need to choose the college that's the right fit for you.
Nishta, next question I have for you is biggest challenge before and also after your entire application process.
Biggest challenge after was easy, because leaving my parents, that's very difficult for me. I'm actually quite family oriented, so leaving mom and dad is quite a bit of a challenge. Before the application, the whole thing was a challenge, choosing colleges, building your resume, all of that is really daunting, because everyone's so competitive now and everyone's so on top of their game. It's kind of difficult to find ways in which to stand out. So that was really stressful, because everywhere you look, you find so many talented people and so many smart people who are working so hard. It's difficult to kind of stand out and show your dream college that even you deserve a spot there, because you're kind of questioning whether you deserve a spot there. So getting over that self-doubt when you're interacting with so many brilliant students is difficult. And I think your family, your friends, your counselors, your teachers, they play a very important role to help you overcome that self-doubt and actually get to the application.
What would you like to suggest kids who are in high school right now, something which they usually ignore, maybe, just bringing in them on board with that idea? So what would be your suggestion?
To come up with original ideas, even when you're talking about your essays, when you're talking about your profile building in your resume, it's important to come up with original ideas, out of the box ideas, so you stand out, because that's the goal at the end of the day. An application is like a sales pitch. You're trying to stand out to the university, so you want to do something different and don't follow your grade or your seniors or anyone else actually.
What role did Tutela play in your entire journey?
I think Tutela was like the guiding lamp, because it wasn't just about standardized testing, of course, which is really important. I remember the first standardized test I gave in 8th grade was for a Johns Hopkins Center for Talented Youth application, and I got such a bad score. I got rejected from the program only. So standardized testing was never my strong suit. And I think I started my standardized testing journey with Tutela, and from ACT, APs, SAT subject tests, it was easy and I kind of got the hang of things. It was an easy environment to learn in, and everyone was really active and interactive. So definitely, and also Tutela played a great role in connecting me to people who further helped me understand the application process and kind of build my resume and become more confident about the entire application process. So definitely, I don't think I would have reached Hopkins and achieved my dreams not for Tutela.
Nishta, one favorite memory from the time spent with us?
I think the walks downstairs when we used to work for hours. You used to yell at us and send us down for walks. So, and we take money from you only to buy pizza, chocolate or whatever. So I definitely that, because I used to not realize how much time has gone by, because the light stays the same in Tutela. There are very few windows, so I didn't realize whether it was evening or morning. So I used to send us to these walks, and
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Pradeep's coffee?
Definitely 10 on 10, because it's the reason I was able to sit through the entire paper. Whenever I was writing a practice test, I think he made me 4 or 5 cups of coffee every time I sat for a test. So, and then there was this unspoken communication with him where I just had to look at him to get the coffee. I didn't even have to ask for the coffee in the middle of the test. So, 10 on 10.
What you have achieved, it's very rare. And we know it's certainly you will keep on climbing up the ladder. Sky's the limit, Nishta. All the best for all your future endeavor, Nishta.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your time, Nishta. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.